What's up, YouTube? It is Captain Shock. Yeah, welcome back. Today I'm bringing you some FHR-40 submachine gun gameplay on the map Frontier. Now, as you know, my elite setup for the FHR-40 is laser sight, foregrip and the silencer. But on this occasion, I'm using quick draw, foregrip and silencer. I'm testing the weapon. This is before I made the elite video. I'm making sure to see if everything is correct and the laser sight is the better option than the quick draw. And you'll see several moments in this gameplay where the laser sight would have helped me a lot more out than quick draw. But more importantly, I want you to see how I'm using this weapon. This weapon is meant to be used as a harasser's weapon. You get up close to them, you destroy them in their face, and you move out immediately. And you keep hitting them like that. Now, this is how the developers intended for this gun to be played. This is how it was meant to be played, and you're taking advantage of the specs of this weapon. I see a lot of players just choosing any weapon they feel like using, but they're not adapting to the weapon and the specs of the weapon and adapting their style to suit the weapon they are using. And when they play like that, of course they're gonna get wrecked. They're gonna get destroyed by players who are actually adapting to the weapon they're using and adapting to what's going on in the game. So you sometimes have to look at things a bit more in depth. We know by now an SMG is a medium to close range weapon. However, when we look at things even more deeper and look at it in depth, we know that, for example, the ERAD or the Karma, we can use some range on that SMG, whereas with the Windfall or FHR, you really have to be up close in their face to get the most efficient use of the weapon. So a lot of players don't really think this in depth, they don't really think this deep, and this is what you need to do. You need to separate yourself. You need to actually start thinking about the weapons you're using closely and how you should suit your style towards the weapon. I know many people complained about the snipers not being good enough, the shotguns not being good enough. Well, guess what? When I used it and used it correctly and adapted to the individual weapon itself, I understood it, and I understood the developers what they wanted out of the weapon and how they intended it for it to be used. And of course, it was easy for me to use the snipers and the shotguns. After a while, I got used to it and I learned how the weapon was meant to be played. So as an assassin, you really have to know and understand very deeply the tools that you are using and know how to use it efficiently. And like I always say, you really have to master one weapon, one really good weapon, such as the NV4, or if you're playing Black Ops 3, the VMP or the COD. Really master it and then you can move on to the other weapons, because it's important that you understand deeply your tool that you're using to destroy other opponents. And you're seeing here how I'm playing with this FHR, the routes that I'm taking. I'm flanking them, I'm getting up close, I'm hitting them, and they can't really do anything at these ranges. Look at this, boom, dead, easy. I go straight into phase shift because I know he will shoot me around the corner. I come to this direction and I move away because he has a range on me. So I'm just flanking it around like this, covering the area, and look at how many shots that guy took. So of course, you see what I'm saying, you don't really engage in those far ranges unless you're very confident and enemy's back is turned towards you. So you can see me learning the gun. I'm learning the process about which is the best attachments to use for this weapon, and I'm realizing that the laser sight right now would have helped me out so much more. However, it's a very close choice between quick draw and laser sight, but the laser sight just edges out the win, mainly because you're already exploiting the very good hipfire this gun has naturally inbuilt. So if you put that laser sight on as well, it just makes it even that more deadlier, and you can really destroy opponents. You will be making yourself a very hard target to hit when you hipfire like that. And oh man, look at phase shift, how good it is. I love using phase shift. Look at this, look at that hipfire as well. Boom, dead boys. What are you doing there? And straight away I make my escape. I flank around to this side, and this is the power position. You notice how I'm just passing through it and maintaining it. I see my teammates in there, it's safe, it's cleared, and now the enemies are over there. So I just go prone for a minute and just keep looking for the enemy in case someone passes me like that. He's easy pickings up close. He came into my range, he got destroyed. You see how fast time to kill is on this weapon. Look, no chance, they can't even react to it. I do think the FHR is very underrated. It's not really given a chance. And speaking of underrated, the Thor is very underrated on this map. The Thor is actually one of the best streaks you can use on Frontier. But of course, I would recommend taking out the thermal sight when playing on this map because you can see them better. And I believe I did that, but I did it a bit too late. I cut part of the Thor out. And look at this juicy kill. I love getting these multi-kills with the Thor. It's such a good feeling. And there's something so enjoyable and relaxing when you're the streaks just going ham. And that's Call of Duty to me. Call of Duty is definitely about good kill streaks as well. So I hope in the future they keep and maintain good and effective kill streaks, and they have maps where the kill streaks do well in. I love my swarms, I love my wraps, the mothership. Triac games generally have better kill streaks, more effective kill streaks, and maps that are adaptive towards those streaks. Whereas in Infinity Ward games, they generally have less efficient streaks, but they have more gun-on-gun battles. They prefer it that way, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a nice mixture, but I do prefer the better score streaks. It's much more enjoyable, in my opinion, to get a score streak that just goes in ham on the enemy. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please leave a like if you did. Please share the videos, guys, if you want to see me grow. And do subscribe if you haven't already. More interesting and great videos to come. Take care. Bye.